guys, it is time to begin Bollocks this evening, and thank you for proving that point.
That's your out?
That's my out. 100% that's my out.
Oh, God.
That's 100%. We'll talk about that, too, because, no, we can't talk about that because that'll screw up the whole algorithms, and we'll even get messed up.
Yeah,
all right.
Exactly.
We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Lenny's still hating instead of loving. I don't know why.
I don't know where you're getting this. You're making shit up again.
He is the lovingest hippie I know, and he comes in angry.
I'm just trying to understand that the fact that words have definitions.
Yes,
I'm not angry. I'm trying to be explicative.
The words have definitions. You read the definition, and
you disagree with Merriam-Webster.
He is not a dictator. So we elected him.
He would like to be.
You didn't say that.
I understand that.
He is not, though.
He acts like one.
No, he does not.
Oh, please.
He does not. Name one damn thing.
Tariffs.
No. Okay.
Blowing up people in the middle of the ocean.
Wait. Okay.
Stop.
No.
Where's the declaration of war?
Turn off his mic. I can tell you right now. Tariffs. Go with one at a time.
Fine.
You were so wrong about tariffs.
Again, you got to get up and stop drinking your coffee, man.
You're so wrong.
Who has the right to apply taxes?
Who has the right to apply taxes?
Congress.
Congress, yes.
Okay.
But
Does this go through Congress?
Who controls the
purse strings?
No, not the purse strings. The foreign affairs.
Okay.
Does Congress control foreign affairs?
In a lot of levels, yes.
No, they do not. No, they do not.
Treaties.
That comes from the executive branch. That comes from the executive branch. Who signs those?
Treaties not foreign affair?
Foreign affairs? Yeah, treaties also come from the executive branch.
And have to be ratified by Congress.
Have to be ratified. But you know what? Tariffs don't. Tariffs do not. And that's that's why you're right. You don't know that because you don't want to read. You don't want to read what the right is doing.
I want to read what the law is.
This is the problem with the left, Lenny.
Again, you're tarring everybody with the same brush.
No, you're putting yourself in that brush. You dip yourself all the way into the paint because tariffs are working. You're telling me.
I didn't say they weren't working, but he put them on by himself.
That's what you led with? That's what you led with?
No. Did I say tariffs weren't working? My statement was tariffs go through Congress.
You said he was acting like he was a dictator because of tariffs.
Right. I didn't say they weren't working. You're saying they're not working. I didn't say anything about they're working.
I can't even have a conversation with you if this is where you're at in the brain.
Would you listen to the words I'm saying instead of stopping making stuff up that I'm saying?
Okay.
I said that Congress is in charge of making tariffs and taxes.
No, they're not. Hey. A tariff is not a tax. That is against another country. We do not tax. If it was taxing us, then Congress would be in charge of it. Understand the difference. Tariffs are not.
That's your blood pressure.
It's not great right now because you took me there. The first thing you led with was wrong. Yeah, now you came in angry. You come in angry every day.
Angry.
Give me solutions. What's one thing the Democratic Party has done that's shown empathy in the last 10 years?
Empathy?
In the last 10 years. Yes, empathy. That has been a successful
I'm going to get your blood pressure right through the fucking top of your head.
Yeah.
Woke.
Yeah, you guys are woke. That's not empathy. That is insanity.
Yes, that is empathy.
Thank you, Blake.
It is not.
Thank you,
Blake. You guys are so ridiculous. This is why you lose. This is why your number one supporter, Bill Maher, has left your party.
Again.
Bill Maher, number one supporter.
He's gone back and forth so many times, he's a revolving door.
No, you guys are he was your guy, and then all of a sudden, because he talks in common sense, and he doesn't go with the, oh my gosh, we have to do this, and this, which hurts our country, and you guys are just absolutely nuts right now. The Democrat Party is nuts. They used to be the party of compassion. I was a part of this party. They used to be a party of compassion. They gave a shit. Now they care about the 0.3% because it makes them feel good individually, and it does nothing. It does shit for our country.
Because 0.6% of the population treat the 0.003% like shit.
That is not true. That is not true.
Okay.
Rich people are villainized by the left. You know who takes care of the poor? Rich people. I can tell you because I'm one of those freaking people. All right? You guys are so wrong, and in so many ways.
Wait, I thought
how many rich people or poor people have given you a job? Zero. The answer's always zero. Always. So thank you for raising my blood pressure.
Good. Now you ready to understand why tariffs is in and why Trump shouldn't be able to do them?
Yeah. Please tell me, because it's made our country $500 billion. Tell me why it's wrong.
And if we have to give it back, we're screwed.
We don't have to give it. Who's coming to collect?
That's what I'm going to say.
Who's coming to collect?
The small businesses in America that have paid it. It'll take 9 years.
Small businesses haven't paid it in America. I am a small business owner. I have 5 of them.
Do you import anything?
Yes.
What?
What the hell do you think those hotels are filled with?
Beds.
Yeah, where do you think they come from?
Not made in America? What kind of operation are you running?
Exactly. Now we're getting in trouble. This is where people become unemployed, being thinking they have freedom of speech. Because I can tell you right now,
okay,
that is 100% a good thing that he did, and he was able to do it from his side. So tell me why.
Thank you, Barbara Jean. I keep trying to get him.
Tell me why it was illegal.
U.S. Constitution grants the tariff power to Congress.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Okay.
Although the Supreme Court held that Congress has wide latitude to delegate, which I don't know that they have, this report examines constitutional powers over import tariffs. Congress's ability to delegate some of its authority over tariffs to the president within certain limits. Yeah, he declared an emergency.
There you go.
Okay. Was there one?
Yeah, we were losing money hand over fist.
Well, okay, now that's not self-inflicted?
Well, it wasn't by him. It was by generations of presidents.
Okay, and his tax cuts didn't hurt our budget when he did the original tax cuts?
Well, I can tell you, the tax cuts didn't hurt.
Hi, Bobby, welcome back.
Tax cuts didn't hurt. All right? You can say the tax cut hurt.
I'm not saying they hurt or not.
Overspending by our government hurt.
Right.
It's not
by
the tax cuts.
Every administration.
It's 100%.
Every administration.
George W. started this spiral, and we have not gotten out of it, and that's from the Republican side. All right? We were pretty healthy because of the dot-com stuff in the 90s. All right? But George W. started this downward spiral, which we've never gotten out of. We finally have a president who goes, all right, we have to stop this downward spiral. And the left is going, no, we can't do that.
Why not?
No, we can't do that.
Why not?
Well, you tell me why you guys say we can't do that.
What do you mean, you guys? It's like
you're on the left.
It's like saying that
you come in every day complaining about something that the right did.
No, something that the administration did. There's a distinction, and you don't see that clearly, do you?
Yeah, I do see it clearly because it always seems to be a very distinct pattern. All right? I don't come in attacking one side or the other. I just don't do that. I agree certain things that they do is completely wrong.
And but when you say when you
lead your argument with tariffs, you yelled tariffs at my face.
Well,
tariffs.
You asked me a question.
Yeah, and you yelled tariffs.
Right.
And it just said right there, he has the right to do it.
In certain situations, it's Congress's power.
Yeah,
well, if the Congress was less ineffectual, we'd have better issues.
Congress, you know, and when Rutherford came in, I was shocked to hear that they don't even dine in the same place.
Which is ridiculous.
That is absolutely ridiculous.
They don't talk to each other.
They don't talk to each other. That is absolutely ridiculous. And that's what my whole talk on Friday was about, being American and stop worrying about what the left is doing and doing the right freaking thing. If people just did the right thing, we wouldn't be in the situation we're at. We wouldn't have the hate going back and forth. We wouldn't have murders of young men who should not be murdered. No one should be murdered.
Thank you.
No one should be murdered. So that is where we're at. But I can tell you right now, the left is very much being manipulated more by the media than the right. I can tell you I'm leaning way more right than I ever have. You can laugh all you want, but
I just think that's an unfair comment.
Well, tell me why. Tell me
because
why
the right is equally as manipulated.
They're not equally as manipulated. Well, the right is manipulating, but the people on the right and the people in the middle aren't. It's not as drastic as what the left is doing. My gosh, come on, dude. Call me right now. I called the guy all freaking day, and now he calls me.
I know. I'm waiting for a call, too, which isn't going to happen.
But I can tell you right now, the right is closer to the center than the left. And that is the problem.
Okay.
If you don't believe that,
I don't believe that.
Then why do you think you're losing every area, all parts of the country, you're losing to the right? Tell me why that is. If you think you're more towards the center, wouldn't the center, numbers would tell you this, wouldn't the center drift towards the one that is the closest to them? Guess where the center's going? They're going to the right. And they're going to the right for a reason, because the left has no answers. You have to have answers. You know, the left is out there going just in a football game. It's like a coach giving a speech. Don't lose by too much. That's what you guys are. You need to get behind. You need to get behind Mayor Pete.
Absolutely.
And get somebody who has some intelligence, not somebody who's out there who has a horrible cackle and can't stand up in a conversation. All right? Because that's where you guys are putting a lot of people up there.
Right.
AOC being one of them, Kamala being one of them. Put Mayor Pete up there.
Kamala's done.
Put Mayor Pete up there, and you have a chance to bring in the middle back to the center, because we have to be a little more centered than where we're at right now.
They don't want to put up a guy that has 0% in the African American community. According to the most recent polls, Mayor Pete got 0%.
Okay, got
Well,
zero.
give them a couple minutes to make friends.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, if that is the only demographic, then they can get over that, because they lost the entire Spanish that was on the Democratic side. All of that went to the right, and it became, Trump pulled so much of the Latin American vote. That's bigger than the Black American vote.
Do you think that people on the left go to church?
Yes.
Okay. Do they talk about it all the time?
Yes.
As much as the people on the right?
Yes.
Okay. I must be not seeing the same things that
You
you're
must
seeing.
not be, because the culture that he just talked about.
Yeah.
Guess what?
Yeah.
The black culture that is the Democrats, they talk about church just as much as the white crazy right-wingers. Easy for me to say. Right wingers.
We can't even say it. Right.
Easy for me to say.
Not really.
But they talk about it just as much.
Believe me, I spent a lot of time in Baptist churches up north.
So I can tell you right now, that answer is yes.
Okay.
So if you are religious base, you're going to be talking about your religion. And guess what? We need to separate ourselves from that to come back together.
I agree.
So, because
I
if
think
we don't,
that religion is more divisive than not.
I'm not against religion in any way, shape, or form, and I think it's necessary for a society to keep balance, because the laws don't keep people in balance. Fear of the next life keep people in balance, and you can say what you want.
It's funny, we were having a conversation about that today.
That is a fact. Because Mama Shoe does a little bit, but the fear of God striking you down and burning in hell
doesn't faze me in the least.
Yeah, but it does our society in a whole,
because people have been brought up to understand.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I asked my wife a question today. People are God-fearing.
Mm-hmm.
If God is love, why are you fearing God?
Mm-hmm.
And her answer to me was, because they want to get into heaven.
Yep.
Well, Jewish people don't worry about getting into heaven. Jewish people deal with it on earth here.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's ridiculous in the fact that, in my opinion, I will back out the word ridiculous, because I don't want to insult a lot of faith-based people, and it's just not
because there's a lot of intelligent faith-based decision
no
makers.
doubt about it. But if Jesus is all loving, if religions are about peace and love, why are people fearing God?
Yeah. Well, and there's so many questions with that. I mean, why, if it was all loving, why is there rape? Why is there human trafficking?
Why is there war? Why is anything? So, if it's an all loving God.
So I mean, I believe me, I was raised in a religious house. I've got away from it after college and after I educated myself a little bit more. But I'm an agnostic. I'm not an atheist.
Correct.
So
I agree.
I'm saying I don't know, where it is hard for me to, when I'm having conversations with people of religion, like they say it, they're all knowing about that. I don't understand why it's so convenient that we're born into the religion that knows everything about their culture. Like if you're born in India, you're going to be Hindu.
Right.
You're born in
Which brings me to
you're born in Tennessee, you're going to be Protestant more likely. You're born in Italy, you're more likely going to be Catholic. So where you're born determines which God you feel is best.
Right, but why should you fear your God? That's my question.
Yeah. So I mean, and every religion has that too.
Yeah.
Every religion has something, except for Buddhism.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was going to say not
Buddhism's
Jewish,
but
the Old Testament God was a vengeful God.
Yeah.
He was a nasty guy.
Yeah, and I like I said, I mean, I was a young life leader, and I talked about Jesus dying on the cross. I had two chairs kind of like our politics right now. I had two chairs facing away from each other. All right. That was God and that was people. Jesus came down and turned those chairs and made that connection. I don't know who's going to make that connection between the Republicans and the Democrats. And like we said before, 9/11 helped.
Yeah, for about an hour. Yeah.
For that.
Yeah.
But about 3 years in, we were going after Iraq, which we shouldn't have done.
Right.
And now everybody's like, I didn't mean to vote for that.
All right, so now
I pushed the wrong button. Like they act like it doesn't happen. So yeah.
Exhale. And now ask me where we are.
Huh? Where are we at? We are in
the Beaux-Arts Ford studio, baby!
That's right.
Thank you.
That's how you start a show right there. All right.
I get you right back on track. I knock you off the track and I put you right back on it. You stick with me, kid.
Here we
We're
go.
going places.
Beaux-Arts Ford Lincoln in St. Augustine, their goal is to make sure your time and experience buying a car is stress-free. Stress-free! Fun and enjoyable. Fun and enjoyable. Beaux-Arts is a family-owned Ford dealership that has been in business since 1949. Beaux-Arts Ford Lincoln has been the recipient of numerous dealer awards, including being ranked #1 automotive dealership in the nation by Dealer Rater. Beaux-Arts Ford also has won back-to-back President's Awards, which is the highest honor given by Ford Motor Company. Check them out today online, BeauxArtsFord.com.
Since 2008, Brightway Insurance, the Casey agency, has been guiding St. Augustine through hurricanes, floods, fires, and more. Led by longtime local Ashley Casey, this insurance done the brighter way is no confusing jargon, no one-size-fits-all policies. Just clear guidance, multiple quotes, and customized coverage that protects what matters most. With deep roots in the community and dedicated experience, Ashley and his team make insurance simple, affordable, and personal. Visit them on the island at 108 Seagrove Main Street or call 904-217-7547. Brightway, the brighter way to do insurance.
All right, and we got the Saint. Experience the art of Italian dining at Saint. Nestled in the heart of historic St. Augustine, from handmade pastas to rich risottos and indulgent tiramisus. Every dish blends authentic Italian flavor with modern elegance. Sip a craft cocktail, savor seasonal ingredients, and enjoy breathtaking views from their second floor balcony or rooftop patio, where you can take in the bayfront and even spot the lighthouse on a clear day or clear night.
Right. It's a lot easier when the light's lit.
At Saint, every meal is a celebration. Join them and elevate your dining experience.
Set sail for adventure at the St. Augustine Pirate and Treasure Museum, home to the world's largest and most authentic collection of pirate artifacts. It's great. Explore over 800 relics across 40 immersive exhibits, including Thomas II's original pirate chest, Blackbeard's blunderbuss, and gold from the Queen Anne's Revenge. You'll even see one of the only 3 authentic Jolly Roger flags left in the world. Curated by Pat Croce and the Croce family, it's a journey through real pirate history. Right in downtown St. Augustine at 12 Castillo Drive. Come and experience the golden age of piracy.
All right, and also we have Anastasia Construction Group, Solar Stick, Abear Kresge and Associates, Powell Heating and Air, Meehan's Irish Pub, A.D. Davis Construction, Land Title of America, St. Augustine Distillery, Kaiser's Deli and Market, A to Z Roofing and Waterproofing, Anastasia Diner, Moultrie Creek Diner, and Mr. Electric. All right, guys, and we want to make sure you guys understand that we are not hating on religion.
No.
Okay, and we want you
I
to
have a lot
have
of questions, though.
It's okay for us to question it, and it's okay to pick and choose what we want to do. What you believe, I want you to be able to believe it, and I don't want you to judge the person next to you. All right?
Yeah.
If they believe something different.
Very personal.
Wars happen most of the time because of religion. It's religion, power, and
money.
Yeah. Money and greed.
Territory,
and
land,
greed.
right, yeah.
Yeah. So we don't want to downplay, or we're not insulting anyone's religion in any way, shape, or form, because like I said, I was raised that way. My family is very, very religious, Protestant family. But I can tell you, it's very strange geographically. There's very good people that I know that are Muslims, very good people that I know that are Hindu, very good people that I know that are Catholic, Mormon, any religion you want to throw out there, Jewish, all these
Catholic,
religions,
Protestant,
there's good people. And guess what? Society is a 90-10 rule. Okay. You know what the 90-10 rule is?
Go ahead.
All right. 90% of the people are solid and good people. All right. There's 5% basically that's way out up here, the fanatics on the religion side. And then there's the 5% on the really bad side. So that's that 90-10. The 90 is the ones that every day that walk and just go, okay, this is what I'm going to believe. They're not the ones that are banging on your head banging on your head saying theirs is the only way. Because there is not any way any human form can say theirs is the only way when there's billions of people that are out there. And some some don't even have religion in their world at all. Right. And where do they fit in? So
and the object is, we talk about faith-based all the time. Faith is just that. It's belief in something that, isn't tangible necessarily.
And if that gives you the confidence and the comfort, I want you to keep that. I'm not taking that from anyone. Some of my close friends are reverends and pastors and priests. So not taking that from anyone.
No, I'm still, trying to learn. I've done a lot of reading. I've done a lot of studying. I've taken a bunch of classes. I've immersed myself in a couple of different religious cultures, and I'm still, intrigued by it all. Absolutely intrigued is the word I would use.
Yeah. So I pick on people a lot when it comes to religion because you can't tear apart each individual one, and people try and defend it, and I'm kind of a dangerous person for them. It's because, I can't, my question always is, when someone really hits on it, I just go, can you tell me which one of Noah's kids was black? And it
stops the conversation.
It stops them. And then the answer to this because I asked that at trivia. I go, so so much. Which one of his kids is Noah from? Which one of Adam and Eve's kids is Noah from? Seth.
There you go. And nobody ever talks about him.
The third child.
Right.
Cain and Abel, everyone talks about him, but no one ever talks about all of us pretty much, if the Bible is, and the begots are right.
Right.
We should be talking about Seth more.
Absolutely.
Because that's pretty much where everyone had begotten from.
Yeah.
So, but you don't hear that.
Well, that's because he was low key, and the other two were quite sensational. Apparently,
you don't hear that.
I will say it's good to have Barbara Jean back in the comments. I'm happy she's feeling better and with us.
Definitely. But my question about like this whole debate about like okay, so like do you definitely think there's like a lot of people that like some people that might use like religion, like that might pick and choose like passages in like a Bible to get like their political message across and like spew their own spin on the reality.
That's 1,000%. I mean, and that's always happened. This is not new to this president or when JFK, Roman Catholic, our first Roman Catholic president,
only so far
he was on attack. He was absolutely on attack. Nixon was a Quaker, so people went after him. And I think there was another Quaker earlier on,
might have been.
But religion early on, people go, well, our founding fathers were this and that. A lot of times that's a misquote. Most of them were like Unitarians and free thinkers. I think the statement is, our founding fathers were, our country was raised on Christian values. That necessarily wasn't always the case.
Well,
I mean, for a majority of it, it was, but Adams was Unitarian. I think Jefferson was Unitarian. So 2 out of our first 3. George Washington wasn't a very religious man. Martha made him go to church.
Right. But that's also saying that, Christian values. I mean, these are just good values.
Yeah.
Whether you put the adjective or the noun Christian in front of them doesn't, doesn't make them any better or worse. And if it was, what if they were Jewish values? Because it's Judeo-Christian.
Yeah.
What if it was Islamic values? Well, that might be a little bit more challenging.
That's a little more challenging. That's a little more challenging
Right.
because there's some there's still
infidel
kind of
stuff in
they're
there.
still stuck in the Old Testament type stuff. So
All right,
Blake,
Way
go
Old
ahead.
Testament.
Yeah,
What you got?
so the other president that was a Quaker besides Nixon was Mr. Mandarin, Herbert Hoover.
Hoover
Okay.
was. So I knew we had another Quaker.
Yeah,
I just couldn't think of who it
Why
was.
was that late? Yeah.
So, but I can tell you, religion's gonna always be here. It's been here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people were worshiping the thunder, and worshiping the rain and those things.
And excuse me, things that they didn't understand from whence they came.
Exactly.
Let's put it in that context. People were worshiping the mysticism.
Well, and we still don't know where we came from. And the scientists, guess what? It's called the Big Bang Theory.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Can't really be proven. There's some scientific stuff that's been discovered on what was happening with Earth and some of the things. So, some of that stuff, evolution is a theory.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's so much what ifs out there. And I live in a world of what ifs. I'm okay with not knowing, but I also am a person that tries to learn as much as I possibly can learn.
Mm-hmm.
You asked if the Democrats talk about the religion. Yeah, they do. And so do the Republicans.
Yeah.
And I want them to feel that strongly about it.
Right.
If that is their belief, I don't want to take that from them.
Yeah.
But I don't also, I understand the Republicans are trying to put prayer back in school.
Which I have a problem with.
Which prayer?
Well, that's exactly right.
Which prayer goes back in school?
Right.
And that's I pray. I participate in prayer at the beginning of meetings that I'm in. I participate in prayer at Rotary, at sporting events, all of those things. And I'm respectful. I take off my hat. But I would do that. I would do that for any religion out of respect,
Mm-hmm.
not because I was, raised as a Christian.
Mm-hmm.
So I would do that for any religion out of respect for the people that are next to me that are shoulder to shoulder with me.
Yeah.
So, all right.
I do want to ask one more thing though about like the whole like religious side of things. Like, so when it comes to like religious attacks, like to like our presidents, what I know you weren't alive for this, but do you believe that there was like a lot more hatred towards JFK for being a Catholic than President Obama for some people saying that he was a secret Muslim?
I don't think people believe the whole Muslim thing. Because there was so many different ways to thwart that. From his mom's family, from the way he was raised and where he was at.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think the people that were accusing him of that
Really
always believed it.
Yeah.
They used it as an attack tool.
Right.
But JFK
Where was he born? Same thing.
JFK was legitimately, and his family is still Roman Catholic.
Yeah.
But for Obama, he had the hurdle of being the first black president.
Yeah.
And I think him knocking down that barrier, we still have not had a woman president. Right. I think there are women out there that could lead better than the presidents that we have had over the last 25 years. Pretty much all of them. I did not. I had one or two things I disagree with Obama on, but over the last 25 years, he's the guy that I think kept the calm and also kept the conversation going.
Right.
So I don't think this president or the last president, so the last three presidential terms, they've kept the conversation going. I think they've
gone to their corners.
I think they've thwarted the conversation and stifled it. And anything you say, if you're on that side, I don't care about. Anything they say on this side, literally, if the left discovers cancer, the right's going to say, look how many doctors they put them out of
cures cancer.
Cures cancer. Look how many doctors they put out of business. Or it's bad for business. Or if the other way around, they're going to find something to attack it instead of coming together and going, okay, yeah, let's fix this.
Right. There's no collegiality, and there's no common goals right now. It's mine or yours, or theirs or that. The other ones. But I do get one thing I really like to bring back to St. Augustine and JFK is the Church of La Leche over by the Giant Cross.
Mm-hmm.
JFK called that the most sacred acre in America.
Yeah, and that was before the cross was even there.
Right, because because when did the cross go up? In
65.
Yeah, okay, and he was already dead by then, poor man.
Yeah.
But, it was the first Catholic mass, and he, pointed that out as a Catholic, that he thought that was the most sacred acre in America. So I get a kick out of that.
Yeah, and I like I said, and we're going to get off of this topic, and we're going to move to something a little bit lighter, because that way we're not screaming at each other. And then we're going to go into something a little more intense.
Oh,
okay,
baby.
All right, so we are going to end the show on DEI.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know why, but okay.
Yeah. Well, because it's relevant, because that was a lot of the argument that's still out there, and I'm a firm believer in who's best for the job, and not just giving the job to somebody.
Shit here?
So you still have your DEI stuff?
No.
What was your other topic? We have one other topic.
Oh, good.
We have Robert Redford, DEI.
TikTok, Robert Redford. Yeah,
TikTok.
Okay, so two topics I have besides DEI was Robert Redford and TikTok.
All right, what's our TikTok thing? Because Robert Redford can be light, and we can.
Well, and TikTok is just confusing to me, because I'm not quite sure I'm understanding, I mean, the president was adamant that TikTok can't be owned by a Chinese company because of the threat to national security. So the way it is now, ByteDance is going to sell 80% of it to an American company. I've heard whatever the one with the O is that's big.
Oracle.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Ellison family.
Larry Ellison, yeah. Isn't he buying everything right about now?
Yes. So right now, the Ellison family own Skydance. They also own Oracle as well. And actually, Skydance is actually playing which also owns Paramount, is also planning to buy Warner Brothers Discovery as well.
So, and how much media power can be controlled by one person? And if he gets TikTok,
it's
are there guardrails? Okay, but my question is, the fact that it's a Chinese product that's been out there for a while, and I don't understand that. I don't have TikTok. Yeah. I don't do a TikTok dance. I don't want it, don't need it, don't care. Mm-hmm. You can probably get most of the same stuff on YouTube and or Instagram, but I don't know.
Or an X.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. I mean, X. I'm over X once he started saying, "Yeah, my AI is going to be fine, but I'm going to make it much more conservative." And I don't think he meant, reining it in. He meant more conservative to the right with his answers. Mm-hmm. He's got his finger on the scale there.
Yeah.
And I find that AI should be neutral in theory. But it's coming in.
I don't think AI can be. I mean,
no, I agree.
It's the human,
because it's human feeding it.
It's the human that's controlling it.
Right.
So who's ever controlling that is going to also control the thought process of which way they want to go.
Right.
Because I mean, if you use the AI and you say, and they'll ask, would you like a little more humor in that?
You use it a lot more than I do.
Blake, and you use it more than any of us.
Yes.
I mean, what are some of the questions that AI asks? Would you like it to be more conservative? Would you like it to be more business-like?
Yeah. So some of the stuff on there is like.
I like it just to be more accurate.
Yeah.
That's kind of hard to do because it likes to say that's already accurate as it is. So it might get like a little bit offended if you say it like that. So.
AI's going to get offended?
Possibly.
Oh, great!
Yeah.
Just what I need.
Yeah, but
AI coming for me. How many more people?
Don't worry, they will.
How many more people can I? Right, exactly. But I don't know. It's going to be me alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there is ways that they can say like you want to make it humorous, you want to make it informal, you want to make it longer, you want to make it shorter, you want to make it more bullet points. Like so it's definitely easy.
Hard hitting. I
Yes.
mean, they send questions like that, and I do it more. I'll write stuff out. And then, because I'm, my dyslexia is so bad, I'll have them rewrite it. Like, okay, you get the point, and they usually do a really good job. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I've had really good success with the AI and it correcting the stuff that I put out. So, Blake, I mean, what would you say your success rate is?
Success rate's probably like 80%, like for the most part.
I think mine's more simple. I'd say mine's closer to 90, 95.
And I don't use it enough to have a measure on it.
Yep.
But my question with TikTok is, so let's say Larry Ellison buys it or Skydance buys it, and they own 80% of the company. And what was I thought Skydance was who owns it? And ByteDance.
So the plan is basically like the big rumor is like is basically that not necessarily Skydance, but it's going to be Oracle that's going to be owning it. They already own like the U.S. Infrastructure for it. So basically
they would be just absorbing it into their infrastructure.
Correct. So,
okay.
So from what I understand,
and that's why he passed Elon, isn't it? Because of the potential of this.
Here. Let me explain. So basically, it came after Oracle's shares call says that like they made like $101 billion more than expected. And then that's how he became the world's richest person for like a bit. But then Elon Musk took it back over.
Okay. Then Elon bought $1 billion worth of Tesla stock.
But however, though, so basically the plan is for U.S. TikTok to be its own company. The ByteDance will still own the international rights to TikTok. So they'll control like the Mexico and Canada TikTok. Oracle will only control U.S. TikTok.
Okay, so now this is my question: is there going to be a bundling board in the middle of it? Is there going to be a separation? Because the infrastructure is there, the codes are there. Are they going to rewrite the entire TikTok code? TikToks
or TikTok.
Right. Yeah, I like TikTok.
That's something that we don't know as of this point.
So how is this going to protect national security? Are they going to rip the entire thing out, scrap it, and have to put a new app on their phone? How is this going? My question is, how is this getting away from the national security implication?
I think it's already flushed through Oracle.
Yes.
Already.
Yeah. So most of the stuff's already
all of that's already being flushed.
Okay.
So most of it's already on,
and it's happening through Oracle to kind of protect, and they have the software that's supposedly
to
protecting,
insulate it.
Yes.
Insulate. Like
okay, that's my question.
Where everyone's worried about stealing information, or people are worried that government. Yeah, they have you right here. It's right here, and everyone's worried about it, and they're actually saying, I'm never giving my information, and they're holding their phone in their hand.
Right, as they're saying it.
And guess what? It already happened.
Right.
It's out there.
And how much dog food are you buying now?
Yeah,
right, exactly.
It's out there. I mean, in our conversation today, I'm going to get certain things that I'm trending towards the right because you made me go there.
Oh, you just told me you're leaning in that direction. I keep pushing you.
You are. You keep pushing me in that direction.
Well, I want to pull you back.
I want you to bring me back to the center.
I want to pull you back, baby.
Don't you worry. I want you to bring me back to the center.
Don't you worry. So that was my question on TikTok is, how does it, once it sells to an American owner, how does it protect national security?
Yeah, and that component's already in place.
Okay, and then you don't think that that's a horse that's closing the barn door with the horse way down in the meadow by now?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
So yeah, but I mean I think that is on all social media, all platforms are that way, and I don't know, I don't think you can get that toothpaste back in.
No, I agree, which is why
the horse you can call back. Yeah. The toothpaste you're not getting back in the tube.
Exactly, and the horse is gonna go.
And plus this deal came out, but also like another big thing that comes out of the deal, that's along with the deal is on Friday, President Trump's going to meet with President Xi of China.
Right. Yeah. It got them to sit down again.
Yeah, and see that, and I like that. I like that conversation take place, and I like that it's and I know you don't like the guy, but in the boardroom, this guy is the guy we want talking to Xi. It was not Joe. No. And like I said, at one point, I think Joe was a very competent leader, but I think his time had passed him by the time he got in position.
Right. I mean, for him, it was he wanted the job for so long that he couldn't give up the quest. He got it. I don't know that he knew what to do with it once he got it. Unfortunately,
and I think if we go back 20 years, or we go forward 20 years, we're going to look back. Joe Biden's going to be on the bottom tier of a lot of presidents' list, unfortunately. And I think he was a good guy. And I think
a nice man, but
I think Jimmy Carter was a good guy.
Right.
But Jimmy Carter was handed a
steaming
a
pile
soup.
of?
He was handed. Let's go with the soup sandwich.
Okay.
All right. He was handed a soup sandwich, and they're really hard to put together.
Yes.
All right. So
it's really stale bread.
But I don't think Biden stepped into a really bad time also, because it was right after 2020.
Right.
We were just starting to get everything back together. But 2019, we were cruising along and everything was going good.
Right.
Until.
Right. Fell off the edge of the earth.
And I can tell you that's where I think it's going to, something like that again is going to happen to get the Republicans and Democrats to understand they have to play together to fix things.
Right.
Because they can't make the same mistakes
They need to
that
have
were
some
made.
common goals for a change.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be lovely?
Yeah, it would be great if they just, and I got to go out and come back in. Is everyone spiraling like me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm back on right now. So
Okay. I think we lost a lot of people with that spiral.
yeah, there was so right now like it looks like everything's clear on my end. So and it looks like we didn't lose anything on YouTube or Rumble. So
Okay. It looks like people are coming back. So thank you guys for sticking with us in this conversation. But I think it's going to take something that makes people realize we're in America. We are still the greatest country. We still have more freedoms than any other country I've ever visited. Okay. And I've only visited maybe 10 to 15 countries. I think that's about right. That's my guess. And there was at no point where I was like, oh, wow, it'd be great to live in this country over the United States. Now, the culture and some of those other things, pretty appealing. Pretty appealing.
Right.
But at no point was I going to give up my citizenship of the United States. Ever.
But you could go to another country and not have to be involved in their politics or their other stuff and just enjoy the culture and the lifestyle.
I don't know if I could.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm made that way. Because believe me, I've tried to step away from certain things, but I keep getting drawn back. You know, and doing this show, I mean,
well, there you
know,
go. Hi.
I get drawn back.
You right back in.
I get drawn back. So,
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about. We talked about TikTok. All right, Robert Redford.
Hang on, one thing.
What you got?
Dungaree.
Dungarees.
Just the etymology of the word.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So dungaree, because people didn't. I mean, I was surprised that people never heard the term before, which is I found surprising. But again, I'm old. A heavy, coarse, durable cotton twill woven from colored yarn, specifically blue denim. It was first used in 1613, and it comes from the Hindi word durgri or the Urdu word dungri.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
All right,
just a little background.
And jeans didn't become jeans until they added the rivets. They were all dungarees at that point. It was a tailor, and then Levi Strauss. Levi Strauss
kind of Reno, I think, for some reason.
It was Reno. Yeah, Levi Strauss kind of stole it from the other tailor who created it, and they put his name on it, and it sold better that way, even though he financially was involved in it. And I can't remember what the tailor's name was.
We did it on Bollocks a year ago or so.
Yeah. So yeah, jeans have the rivets. Dungarees are the actual denim and the way they're put together. So that's pretty much it. And Blake did not know what a dungaree was, and neither did Josh. And Josh isn't here. I think Josh would have enjoyed this conversation. All right. Robert Redford.
Dead.
He is no longer with us. He's 89 years old. Did some amazing movies.
Yes, he did.
I Googled some of his top 10 movies. Obviously, as a baseball guy, I love The Natural.
One of my favorite movies in the world.
And I loved Out of Africa. You never saw Out of Africa. Nope. I mean, the scenery in that movie, I mean, the movie itself was, I don't remember him being so amazing in it, but I remember the scenes and seeing that on the big screen was phenomenal. What was the movie he did with Woody Harrelson and Indecent Exposure or Indecent Proposal?
Indecent Proposal. Right, the money on the bed.
Yeah, with Demi Moore.
And you can't discount Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I liked that movie, but I was such a John Wayne and Clint Eastwood.
Oh yeah,
those were my Western guys. Those were my go-to Western. And anybody who tried to sneak in there was, I bless you, Blake.
Thank you.
So, see, I still say bless you.
Right.
Gesundheit. He was good in what was it? Captain America. So I mean, and that was fairly recent. So he had to be in his 80s when that happened. When did Captain America come out?
The first one, the Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier, yeah.
Oh, you mean the first Avenger?
No, the Winter Soldier.
2014.
2014. So 11 years ago. So he'd have been in his late 70s. And I think that's the one he was in. It was one of the Captain Americas.
Right.
So, and he was kind of the bad guy in that. So, a
He was
horse
in
whisperer.
Avengers
Oh, I
Endgame.
forgot all about that one.
There you go.
Kathy came up with the horse whisperer. What a great one. Yeah. Jeremiah Johnson. Yeah.
And Kathy, coming back full circle, I lost the Book of God, so I bought myself another copy. So when I finish it, you will eventually get it. I'm just saying. I have not forgotten. I think it's in a hotel room in Las Vegas. Talk about, incongruous or, oxymoronic.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I bought myself another copy. Got chided by my wife. She said, "There's a library." I said, "Yeah, but I got to give it to Kathy when I'm done."
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's already been committed.
right.
So, and how do you lose a book? Or do you forget it somewhere?
I think I left it. Trust me,
You probably left it in Vegas.
I think I left it in Vegas, and I don't think I left it on the
That's
plane.
a good place to leave the book.
Yeah.
The
Well,
book
now I
of
got to go
God.
back and get it.
The Book of God.
Exactly.
That's a good place to leave it.
Whoever found it.
I don't do a whole lot of praying, but when I do, I'm usually in Vegas.
Come on, 7.
And Barbara's right. As we get older, that's one of the hardest things. And it's not just the celebrities that we love that we lose. It's friends. I go to way more funerals now
Right.
than I do weddings.
Yeah.
And I'm not going. And any of you young people out there that I absolutely love you and I'm happy you're having a baby, don't invite me to a gender party. Don't. Because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. Just don't invite me to a gender party. So, unless it's an open bar.
Don't worry, Dad. I'll never host a gender party.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it when
we have that
you,
on film.
if and when you do have a child, don't invite your dad to the gender party. So, but I just want to, give tribute to Robert Redford and, his amazing career.
And the Great Gatsby and the Sting, too.
Great Gatsby, the Sting.
Sting was wonderful.
Sting was early 70s, 71, 72.
How about The Candidate? You ever see that?
I did not see. I saw parts of it. I didn't see.
That's a little telling as well,
Yeah.
And that was from 1972 as well.
So, he was, and he was a heartthrob for many women. So.
Yes.
All right. All right. The DEI program. What is your thought on the DEI program? Because there's been so much going back and forth on this, and I just wanted to know your thought on the DEI and diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Correct.
It was a practice of hiring and giving, in my opinion, an unfair advantage.
Well, it was an extension of affirmative action.
Yeah, and I think that actually has hurt both cultures.
I think it gave people opportunities that they might not have had, and that's never a bad thing, in my opinion.
But don't you? I'll give an example.
Okay.
Okay, and you tell me if this is incorrect. Okay, I'm going to reverse it.
Okay.
The NBA right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, NBA right now, I think it's like 70 to 75% black.
Okay.
Black players. If Stern, I don't even know what's the guy's name, the bald hair.
Adam Silver.
Adam Silver. The bald guy. Adam Silver. He kind of looks like Rick Scott in Baltimore. I think they're all related.
Yeah.
They're
same barber.
They're all separated at birth and have that lanky long face.
Yep.
But if Adam Silver came in and said, we're introducing a DEI program where 50%, only 50% of the players can be black. Mm-hmm. Would that be fair? Would that hurt the product?
Possibly, but you wouldn't know until it happened. And, it's again.
But you think that person shouldn't have their job because of the diversity that it is?
No, I think that something like that should be based on merit. I think a lot of it should be based on merit, but you got to open a door for let people to get in and prove their merit. Mm-hmm.
But you can't force somebody to hire somebody if this person's qualified and this person's, even if it's just this much better.
Yeah.
The percentage
in
business is so minute.
Right. 1% is profit or loss.
Now, I don't want anyone hiring anyone because, this is a white person, this is a black person, this person's, merits higher than the black person. Whoever is best, that's who should get hired. I'm not taking that away from it. I'm not taking away any of those things. But I do not understand in our society today how this has a place. You know, and I'm very fortunate in my life. I have great people in my life of all cultures and of all religions. And there are certain friends that I have that couldn't do the job you and I are doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they do a job that you and I couldn't do.
Absolutely.
But they're qualified for that. And it had nothing to do with the color of their skin,
Right.
had nothing to do with their faith, had nothing to do with, you know, whether they were a male or a female. So I think that's why I really push back against DEI.
Okay.
And I'll tell you the 70s NFL. All right.
Okay.
All right. This would have came into play because I believe there was a lot of African American quarterbacks that were very qualified that did not get to black quarterbacks. I don't like using the term African American. Right. Black quarterbacks.
Right, they're Americans.
That did not get to show their wealth because there was a stigma attached to black quarterbacks. And that did not change until Doug Williams. I mean, there were other quarterbacks prior to that.
Right.
But until Doug Williams won a Super Bowl.
Boy, did he win that Super Bowl. Boy, did he win that Super Bowl.
Guys like Warren Moon,
yep.
Randall Cunningham,
yep.
those guys opened the door for
I love me that
quarterbacks.
Randall Cunningham.
You know, he was just a phenomenal athlete.
He just put his arm up as high as it would go to throw the ball.
Yeah. He's
just beautiful throwing motion.
Phenomenal quarterback. Who was the Phillies quarterback after that?
It was Donovan McNabb.
Right.
And then,
but unfortunately, never won the big game.
Yeah.
So he was Phillies,
and he was out of Syracuse.
Yeah.
You know,
the Syracuse quarterback, and actually, but you can also say like possibly like the greatest athlete quarterback of all time, Michael Vick, also as well.
Yeah, Michael did it to himself.
Right.
So I to me, he's probably the most athletic.
RG3.
He's probably the most athletic quarterback to ever play, and you take away. I mean, he was still somewhat effective even after going to jail for 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so now. This is where I get confused by this administration, because they want to do everything on merit. They want to do it the right way. Woke is evil. Woke is dead, according to them. But the Pentagon is confusing the daylights out of me, because they changed the process for selecting senior officers and battalion commanders from what had been something called a CAP program, which was introduced to reduce bias. Okay. And that CAP program was derided as woke by the Secretary of War, Mars and or Ares, depending on which, whether you're Greek or Roman.
Yeah.
And didn't elevate non-white officers. Okay. Well, exit condemned as woke because it selected white men for command roles at a higher rate than women and minority. So what's your point there? It was choosing white men over women and minorities. Yeah. So he did away with the CAP program. The CAP program was...
When was this?
Now, in 2004. Now. He did it in September 3rd, recently.
Of this year?
Yeah. Well, he's only been Secretary of War for 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's Secretary.
But, so the Command Assessment Program known as
It's not
CAP,
Secretary of War yet, is it? It's still Secretary of Defense.
Well, not according to his door.
So...
Because Congress has to change the name of the department.
So right now it was changed to Defense Department of War by executive order, but that's only limited to 60 days.
Right.
During the 60 days, they're planning to get Congress to officially approve the name, but they already started to put the new letters on the wall.
So
all right,
read that. So, but the question is, how come there's not a Department of Peace?
Yeah, that would be better.
Wouldn't that be?
That would be a much better name. All right, so hold on. I want to read the line again because I was listening, but it didn't register. Okay. So I want to read it again.
And I may be confused on this, but I don't think so.
And that's why I wanted to.
Right.
So Secretary of War should be Peace. Pete Hegseth, condemned as woke, selected white men for command roles at a higher rate than women and minorities officers, according to the internal data review by It's by USA Today. So how does USA Today know the qualifications of these women and minorities?
Okay, just keep
But
reading.
but I mean,
What the CAP program was,
okay,
it was a way to vet people who are going to become battalion commanders
okay,
in a similar fashion as choosing special operators. There was physical trials. It was like the combine, like the NFL combine.
Yeah, okay.
There was a multitude of tests and assessments.
and if these people scored lower, then they're not as qualified.
Right, but this is to find the qualified people by doing tests and things. And apparently,
And what was the percentage at a higher? Okay, here's the thing.
it's
and
saying that they got more white people doing that, and he had a problem with that.
What was the selective? He had a problem with it.
That's what it says. Condemned the selected white men for command at a higher rate than women and minority officers.
Yeah.
According to internal data.
It should be who is the highest and the best,
and that was the CAP program.
And if he wasn't involved in that,
right,
then he wasn't there yet. It wasn't a program that he just eliminated the program.
Right, but the program itself was
on merit,
creating merit.
It's on merit,
and getting people that way.
Okay, I got
as
you.
opposed to what they used to do was take your jacket, they take your personnel file, they reviewed it in a committee, they spent 3 minutes on each one and said, okay, he can be a battalion commander, he can't be.
Mm-hmm.
He can be, and she can't be. He directed the programs on September 3rd, saying good riddance because it was a failed woke experiment. How is that? You're putting people under pressure. A series of physical and mental tests with feedback from previous peers and subordinates.
To me. I mean,
it existed independent of the service's promotion system to vet qualified candidates. Yeah. Okay? And then what it ended up doing, it was a combine, like the NFL combine.
Yeah.
And now the Army will now return to its paper-based model of command selection where a board of officers rapidly reviews a candidate's personnel file. Is based almost solely on subjective performance evaluations about the length of a tweet.
Yeah.
So, what do you know about something like that? And
that's what I'm saying. And here's the thing, and this is why things like the NFL, and I used that, and I used the NBA. Winning gets you money. Okay, winning creates success. So you got to have the best team you possibly can. Yeah. You don't have to have somebody who makes you feel good. You go for the best possible player. And they go through all this stuff. And it sounds like they were doing something very similar, like a combine. And that's how they were doing it. What is it saying about the Army Talent Management Task Force?
Where do you see that?
Right here.
Okay, yeah. The CAP program was considered a crown jewel of the Army's talent management reform, said Mike Arnold, a fellow at the right-leaning Hoover Institute think tank, former deputy director of the Army Talent Management Task Force. CAP was designed to resemble how elite special operation units identify their members and leaders. When the CAP pilot began in 2019 during President Trump's first administration, Army leaders celebrated the departure from the service's 1970s vintage practice of relying on only hurried, paper-based personnel files to pick key commanders.
Yeah.
No longer will we spend weeks selecting a private for the Ranger Regiment of Special Operation Units while spending an average of 2 minutes to select battalion commanders, said retired General James McConnell in the Army's Chief of Staff in 2019. So they went to using more informed basis.
Yeah, it sounds like it went merit-based.
Correct.
And now
that was too woke for them, apparently. And these guys are screaming merit. So make up your mind.
I don't understand how it's woke.
Right.
I'm absolutely confused by that. I think that's something we need to.
And they did a double-blind method. They hid the candidate's identity from the senior officer panel blind on their file.
Perfect.
Race was taken out of consideration.
Yeah, gender and race should have been taken out of consideration, 100%. So,
and then it got
sexual orientation, all that should have been taken out of.
Then
that.
It got crazier even still because CAP resisted an attempt by General Charles Hamilton to interfere the selection process for his former assistant, a black female subordinate, in early 2024. So I don't know how that's woke because this is saying no, she's not qualified.
Yeah.
The Army Inspector General found that Hamilton had improperly manipulated her performance record through a fudged evaluation and multiple prestigious awards.
So he tried to slide things into her folder.
He pumped up her resume.
And she could be a very qualified individual, but she didn't meet this criteria.
Right.
So it sounds like at the level where this is happening, it's got to be merit based. It has to be merit based.
Especially this. I mean, these are battalion commanders for crying out loud.
Yeah. So they changed your name to the Department of Peace.
Wouldn't that be lovely?
Yeah.
That was Padma Lakshmi who said that. But Cap found this woman unfit. Her score at the event put her in the first percentile. Not good.
That's
meaning,
not good.
Meaning she scored the worst of the 99% of participants.
Yeah.
But
this guy did a favor
this guy
for
got knocked
General
out.
Hamilton.
Right.
And that's the way it's always been. You ever see the movie where the kid's name was Major in World War II? His actual
that was Catch-22.
Catch-22. Yeah. So, but his name was Major.
Yeah.
So, and they didn't want to change the paperwork, so they promoted him to a major.
That was Catch-22.
Yeah.
That was a great book and movie.
Yep. So
great book.
That's the end of our show. Started off with a fire and brimstone. I think we ended up. We're gonna hug it out. We'll be all right.
Absolutely. We're coming back tomorrow.
We'll be back. We'll be back tomorrow.
See us there.
And Amanda and I will be. What was that, Blake? You just flashed up.
The differences between before the election and after the election.
I gotcha. So
right now that I'm in, now that you bought it, right?
Yep. All right, so we appreciate you guys, and we'll see you. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Lenny will be back with us on Bollocks tomorrow evening. Have a good night.